Hey, how's it going, guys? This is a recap for the Thursday here on this wonderful week so far of trading. It was a nice day today. It was a little better than yesterday, where we had this up and down pattern throughout the day. Then we broke down a little bit, started to get a little excited for the move, and then we just rejected that area. And we actually had a nice run up through the night. And from there, we actually started to trade sideways. Now, one thing I will point out, a lot of times when you see this kind of behavior in a run up, a lot of times it's a flagging pattern, and you can get pretty excited for a breakout move. And from there, you're looking for a run up. And technically, this was that break area for the run up, and then here is the breakout of that pattern, depending on where you want to put this. Regardless, it's kind of basically there it is. That was the move for today. Now, we don't trade that way, though, so that's why a lot of times you won't hear us talk about this a whole lot. I'm just kind of showing you the potential here and how you could set that up for that trade. Now, let's actually look at this price action again. We talk about it all the time, but I have the last 24 hours. I always like to mark the low here, and I always like to mark the high. So these are the 2 points here for the high and low. And then I want to see how price action interacts with those areas. You can see that we broke through that high and then did a lot of energy kicked into the chart and ran up. But what we want to do is get our chart kind of set up for the day, get our key levels of the breakout area, the breakdown area, and then also our daily support down here and our daily resistance up here. And you can see we kind of went for those levels. Now we're actually trading back down, and it looks like we're kind of falling back into this same pattern that we were in before. So it's just a run up, and now we're going to start to stair step down. It almost looks like it's kind of on the 15-minute, creating a possible head and shoulder pattern if this starts to turn and go back up. We'll have to just kind of watch. I don't know, just kind of how the price action goes into the evening. We're really worried about most of the time this area right here. And I marked out these areas I just pointed out. We also have the 30-minute, and that is the candle right through here, these two candles. So there was this 15 minutes. So we had the high there and the low there. So that's the 30 minutes. Two 15-minute candles equals 30. And you can see we just kind of waited at that point. We got all our levels set up. So for the way all we're doing at this point is waiting for it to break through the green line or the purple line. And the other thing is we want to make sure that if it breaks and goes to the upside, we want to be above the 21 moving average, this white line, and above this yellow line, the 200. And back here, when I built the levels before, it was somewhere right around here, right? It was that breakout area. You can see we're above the white line as this starts to break out of this area, but we're below the yellow line. So that basically puts us in a 50-50. So if we're below it, we're bearish. If we're above the line, then we're bullish. So you have a bullish above the 21, but you're bearish underneath the 200. So just because this is breaking out, that's why a lot of times you'll see this whipsaw that we talked about yesterday's recap. So in this price action, we're above both of them, though. So when we start to break out, we can get pretty excited. But to break out, you need a 2-candle close. So the first candle here broke out, right? When I say it breaks out, it's going all the way up, and it closes right up here. And this is where it opened. And then this candle actually came down and it closed right here. The next candle opened, but it closed down underneath this again. So now you're in a waiting status. But then this time it broke out again. So there it starts over. There's the 1, 2. And then you're looking at this candle right here to enter. Because even though this might trade back down, you still want to look at getting in here. Now, 11:30 is what we're looking at. So now that's actually confirmed. And we're going to go down into the 5-minute. And I have it marked right here. So 11:30 was about when that was happening. We can wait. What we want to do is wait for this to actually show curling. So you can see how it starts to turn, it goes up. So we're looking at getting into this somewhere right here. So if you can see this dotted line, when I say right about there, it's lined up basically on this. Well, the issue is we're above the white line, or the yellow line here, but we're below the white line. So even though this is turning, so we have the checkbox here, we need to wait for this to actually break out. Now, this is where it breaks out, right? So you're above, so that it gives you in. You're definitely going to want to be down a little bit on this. I would even say possibly to trade back in here, so you're not too tight. And then you would be looking at going to the estimated target there. You could even say it could run on up even higher up in there. So that's basically the move. Now, the downfall of today's pattern is, or I guess the next thing you're looking for once you enter the trade is when it breaks back through the 21, you get out. Well, you can see that it ran up really fast and then came right back down and would have got you out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mark this level because you got out right here, right? There's your exit. So this trade pretty much ended right here, and you would have got out pretty much at a little bit of loss, break even, whatever, because you basically entered it, ran up, and came right back down. That doesn't necessarily mean the trade's over. And the reason why I marked it because now you're really going back out to the 15-minute, and you're basically saying, okay, well, are we going to hold So I'm going to watch the 5 minute and the 15. Well, I'm above all my stuff. I'm still above the 200. I'm still above the 21 here, so I'm bullish, and I'm still above the breakout area. So this candle right here, the next candle over, I'll go ahead and mark it again here so we can see it. Let's go back into the 5 minute and like let's look again. Well, this is breaking back up and it's trading above this. So I got the break back up 1, 2. Let's go ahead and enter this trade again. And we're going to get in more likely on this candle somewhere. And lo and behold, look where it's breaking out. Remember, I was pointing out this is the high in the last 24 hours. There it is. This area here, you could trade it tighter if you want, or pull it out a little bit again. And this you're also running it all the way up to the breakout area because you don't know where it's going to go. Now, you do have a strong target right up here that you could have drawn on here like I showed you earlier. Or we're going to exit right here on the 21 again. So you can say, here we go. It ran up right now. If you happen to say, hey, you know what, I'm just going to take it out right here. You know, great, awesome. You made about a 9 to 1, 0.9 to 1. So not a bad little trade. Now, if you got out down here, it'd be somewhere right in here. You would have made a little bit of green, but nothing big, just depending on where you got out. But you didn't really do a whole lot. Probably more likely you made up the loss that you took on this one when you got out at almost zero, a little bit of a loss. Now, today, when you're looking at this going, man, that wasn't the greatest. That wasn't the greatest, right? Kind of bummed out. I might have lost some money. You didn't make a whole lot that didn't go up. Next time I'm going to trade a little different. Don't do that. The reason why is because you stuck to the system. Those are 2 successful trades. You did hold on to the system. It's above the breakout area. It did say that it wanted to run. You took advantage of it. And that's about it. Now, the one thing that if you went out, you could have also called out this area right here. We're topped out here on the 15 minute. On the Stoaches, it does show that it wants to run down. That's why we recoiled very quickly down into this lower behavior. And we do have this constantly trailing down, which is not the best, where we came underneath, rolled over, and now it's kind of rolling over again. It has a more tendency to probably draw down when you see the moving averages doing that. So that even started to happen back here on this run. So it's just kind of tells you it's not going to run very far. But the reason why I'm pointing this out and talking about it is because in the end of the day, trade to the system, be consistent. And by doing that, on the days that it's a little bit better, you're going to obviously do a lot better. But these days also protect you from getting these. You're not sitting in this hoping this is going to turn over. Now, through here, this is where I say be careful because this looks like it was good. But if we go out to that 15 minute, what are we really looking for was the 2 closes above. So this is your one initial close, and then you had the close, and then it was back underneath. Then you had the close, and it looked good. Like I said, this could have got you into the 5 minute. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't do this one though either. Now, if you the next 2 candles, if you start getting good at this, you might have said, hey, you know what? Yeah, I get out of my 5 minute cross here, but I'm going to hold in this trade and let it rotate and see if we get the break back up because I'm already turning here. I say be careful with that because a lot of times you see once this crosses, you could say, hey, well, we're down here again. This is going to run. But it never has broken back up. It rejected here and kept trading down. And now this looks definitely bearish. So if you're going, okay, well, where can this go? You know, you're looking at this behavior in the charts here as a potential breakdown. And this was the back test right here. So from here to here, this kind of tells you where this could go. And as of right now, you're looking at it to kind of come back down in here again, around that 108,400. So that would not surprise me if this pushes this down into that level. So just kind of calling all that data out. And this is how you want to really start to learn to read charts and be patient is really my point with this. Now myself, when I traded this, I basically got in and got out. I didn't actually get back in this next move just because I didn't like that 15 minute a whole lot. But I do like to go back and reevaluate it for this reason. And, you know, maybe next time I'll take more advantage of it because it's still a good trade for us here. And that's about it. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and let you go. Be careful, always on the Friday and that kind of stuff. As you get near the end of the week and then we go into the weekend, we'll have to kind of see how price action plays out. There is pressure here on the Bookmap. I don't know if you use this tool. It is free. It can be free or you can pay for the data. Obviously, the paid data is going to be a lot more accurate. It is showing areas up here around the 118,000 level, around 114,000 level, and then it has areas down here all the way down to 101, 102,000. You could even get down into that 98,000. So these areas are still calling, and you can see that we're loaded on both sides here. This down here is telling me it definitely has more sell pressure than buy pressure right now, which makes sense what we're looking at. Obviously, this is just an indicator of more what's going on. So that is about it, guys. Go ahead and wrap it up, and then we'll take a look at price action tomorrow. But we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great evening or a great day, trading. And go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, you can check it out on the channel. Ask us in the comments. We can help you out. Oh, actually, one more thing I'll point out is this is our battle box. Sometimes you hear about this on the live. If you're watching the live or recap, this battle box is part of the Kabroda trading battle box, and right up here. And the reason why I'm pointing this out real fast for you guys is because you can tell right here it's saying you have a go, no go checklist confirming the move. There's a lot more data here, but I'm just going to point this out. It says wait for the 2-minute candles to close above that level that we're talking about. The 2 close rule prevents fake outs. It's like we were showing you here today. And then both short-term and long-term trend lines, which we're talking about the 21 and the 200, which I was showing you as well, should point up basically or be above them. Doesn't necessarily have to point up. Pointing up obviously shows the direction better. The price is still between the 2 moving average, simple moving averages, the SMAs. Market's undecided, which I talked about that here in the recaps. And then it also gave you the sell. So if you built out all the levels I was talking about earlier, it's telling you to go ahead and wait on your hands until something happens. Either you're going to get the 2 closes below or the 2 closes above. And then you can go down into the 5-minute to take that entry, which I showed here as well on this recap. And it's telling you everything I pointed out here as well for a buy and a sell. And then it's giving you some targets. So it's a profit target. So it's saying the partial, you can take out partial or full amount. So it's saying 110,750 to 112,105. Well, it went to 111,200 is basically where it went. Right here is where it was saying that you could have just got out though, right? So nice run up and go down. It still did better than your 21 breakout. This could have went up even higher though, up into that 112,000. So this is just giving you some direction and some help, and I just want to point that out. That is what our Kabroda trading battle box is about, is giving you the key levels for the day, helping you lay out your charts like you see back here with your lines, and then it helps you analyze these lines and take advantage of them. So guys, that's about it. We will see you in the next recap. Take care, guys.